Yo, what is up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best crosshair in Blox Strike for 2026. Ever since I started using this crosshair, I've been playing a lot better and it just feels easier to aim and I've been hitting a lot more shots. This crosshair is also used by a lot of Counter-Strike pros because it's clean, simple, and doesn't get in the way while you're aiming. I'll show you guys the crosshair settings and some gameplay using it so you can see how it feels in game. Alright, so to access your crosshair settings, you want to head over to this settings icon here in the top right, and then over to game, and then scroll down until you find this crosshair section right here. Now this is the crosshair that I'm currently using, and I'm going to show you guys two different variations, one that's smaller and one that's a bit bigger for those who don't like their crosshair too small. So I'll start with this smaller one. Alright, so starting with this first setting, crosshair style. Now what these do, you have classic, classic static, and classic image. I wouldn't really think about image, nobody uses it, but classic is basically so that your crosshair expands and shrinks when you're walking like this, but it can be really distracting, so I recommend just keeping it at classic static. Then crosshair image, we don't need that. Then follow recoil. Now this can be very like opinion based, but I think like 95% of people have it off, but I'll show you what it does right now on screen. So basically if it's off, your crosshair does not follow your bullet's recoil. But if it's on, it goes exactly where your bullets are going, but that can be a bit distracting, and I recommend just leaving it off unless you're trying to learn a gun spray pattern, so just leave that off. Then center dot, it's basically the dot here in the middle. Now I leave this off because it can help you see what you're aiming at and like help you see the person behind the crosshair, so you leave that off. Then we got length, that's just the length of your bars. I have this at 1, so it's not just a dot, but it's also not too big, so I can see what's behind it. Then thickness, we have at 1, it's just the thickness of the crosshair. 1 is just the perfect thickness. And then gap is just the gap between the lines. I have this set to 2.5, and that leaves a perfect square there in the middle to see your opponent out of. Then we have outline, it's just a black outline around the crosshair. I have this at 1. Then we move on to the colors. We have red, green, and blue. Now to change your color, just turn down red, and let's say you want to have a green crosshair, then you turn green up to max. Or if you want a blue crosshair, you turn blue up to max. I recommend having either green or red, because that's the most popular. I use red, so yeah. And then alpha, I'm not sure what this does, but I have this set to 255. I'm not really sure what difference it makes. It's just the opacity of your crosshair. Just have this max. T style, I have this off. If it's on, it just removes the top line and makes like a T, so I leave this off. And then show player crosshairs is just like in the replays if you want to see other people's crosshair. I just have this off, but it doesn't really matter. So that's it for this crosshair. Now I'm going to show you guys the bigger crosshair for those people that don't like their crosshair to be too small. There's not a lot we need to change for that one. All you gotta do is change your length to 2 to make it like longer, and then gap to -3.5. And that's like, this is the crosshair that I used when I was first starting out, and it's really nice to start out with, but then I moved on to the smaller one and it's much better. But if you prefer this, then you can use this. So now I'm going to put it back to the other one, and we're going to move into some games, and I'm going to show you guys some gameplay.
I ain't got no love for her, ain't got no love for me. She saying it's the thought for her. Leave the house like terrorist win. I know no love come cheap. They left my heart, still on my soul. I came from the bottom, I got it from under. She fought with a bus. No time to be lost, so I hit it and I dope. My mom on the night, ain't got no time to go. I had a couple. I said I know some shooters, I stay. Terrorist win. Frostbite with a young nigga. Terrorist win. I know the check, I suppose I gotta check on. In my pocket started looking like a press on. Eyes on the prize, gotta watch behind my back. Came up rough, can't leave my stride. Ain't got no love for her. She ain't got no love for me. She saying it's the thought. Terrorist win. I'ma pull out them guns for her. I know no love come cheap. My heart sore. Had to roll my soul to keep. From the bottom, I got it from
That's gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.